Hi, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm Dee, and I'm here with a couple of friends. And it's funny because you start something and you think it's going to be one way, and then it changes. So these are my troopers. They came out and they were like, "Hey, we're not going to disappoint you," because I was supposed to have about 6 or 7 people, but well, it ended up being 3 of us. So, but it's all good because we're going to have a good time and we're going to enjoy and bring some information to you all. And I think it's going to be a really good time. So, I'm going to introduce, well, let me see. Do I do the newbie or do I go to my old school girl? Let me go to the old school because I think this other one, Miss. Oh yes, I'm gonna go to Cherie. Hey Cherie.
Hi, Dee.
How you doing?
I'm good. How
Thank
are
you
you?
for coming out. I know you're tired,
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
kind
gave
of
you a little
tired.
something, so hopefully that'll
Yeah,
boost you up.
yeah, hopefully.
You know. So I know you've been here before, but I'm gonna have you share your passion
Oh,
for
my,
life.
my passion is love,
Love.
helping others
Yes.
um, find their passion.
Mhm.
And that's probably it. I probably had the last time I was on here. I had a whole bunch of passion, but I can't even. It's all under the umbrella of love.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
That's cool. I love that. Because guess what? Without love, you have to love yourself
Mhm.
first, and then you have to love others.
Yeah,
And then giving
absolutely.
this is an act of love.
Mhm.
Coming on here and sharing is definitely an act of love. So, because I know you love people to help people
Right.
and make
I want to
things
help people,
better.
help them live happier and healthier lives.
Yeah. And you
So
have
that's
to
what
that's all. If you're not happy, you can't, your
No,
body doesn't function right
no,
and
absolutely
everything
not.
doesn't work. That's why I have you here
Yes.
because we have to
We got to
talk
be
about the
happy.
mind
Yes.
and how your body
Yes.
works, and that's
How
very important.
how your mind affects the body. It's all
Exactly.
connected.
It's all connected
Yeah.
because let me tell you, we're going to get into that. We're
Mhm.
going to get into a whole lot because I know people are
Yeah.
sad out here. They're very,
Yeah.
very sad, and
Very
you know,
unhappy.
and then they take it out on other people, and
Mhm.
it's just not nice. So, hey, well, we got another happy person right over here, and actually, I just met her. We were at a Touch Sensorium, and she's just had this energy. She came over and got scanned to find out how old she was inside, and she wasn't scared. Some people are like, oh no, I don't really want to know. But she was like, she just embraced it, and she says, well, hey, so Miss Diane, how
Hi,
are
Dee.
you?
Dee, I love your energy too.
Oh,
You
wow.
have great
Thank you, thank
energy.
you, thank you. Well, I know we're going to have a good time. It deviated from where it was supposed to be, but this was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, hey, life's good. I'm happy. So, Miss Diane, your first time here?
First time here. I'm
Ah.
happy to be here.
Yes, I used just to smile and
Wow.
look at that. She must have called me about 5 times.
Oh.
Okay, what about? So, of course, this is your first time. What is your passion for life?
Well, I have a lot of passions. I love people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a photographer. I'm also a pet photographer,
Really?
and I love animals.
Yes.
I think
And
that's great.
I'm also involved with the charity. My dog is Bella Marco Polo. That's his name.
Oh,
That's
I
my
love
business
it.
name.
Mhm.
What kind of
And
dog
we're
is it?
involved. He's a little Chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
He's the little love of my life.
Oh,
And him and I are sponsors for a charity called Animal Aid USA.
okay.
And the founders are Prince Lorenzo Borghese and Karen Talbot. And a whole volunteers, what they do every month is they go 1,600 miles from New Jersey to Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and they save animals that are ready to be killed in a gas chamber.
Wow.
And when I saw that, that's how we got involved.
Yeah.
So we raise money and we send money to them.
Okay.
And it's a great charity, and we're saving dogs and we're saving lives.
What
And
exactly? So when you send money, what is the money for? As far
the
as
money
saving?
helps transport, vet, doctors,
Okay, so
Find homes.
find
perhaps?
Yeah.
homes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool.
They save
Wow.
many,
I'm
many
an
lives. They
animal
save
lover.
like 200, yeah.
Yeah, I love
You
animals.
you have an animal too?
No, I don't. I had a dog, Sky,
Mm-hmm.
but we gave him away. My son still visits him
Okay.
because my schedule is just like
Right.
we couldn't be
Yeah.
home with him all the time.
And it's not fair to have
No,
animals. And
I
they
love
can't.
animals.
That's
When I
mistreat,
retire,
yeah.
I'll have animals.
Yeah.
They give the best love,
Yeah,
unconditional love.
absolutely, they sure do.
Unconditional.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. Very true. So then, what other passions do you
And
have?
I also, I'm also an
She's-
actor, and I've done some movies. I've done, I'll just mention a few, Take It Back, this year and the past year,
Okay.
and To Be Frank,
Okay.
and Good Friday, which is a mob comedy,
Okay.
and The Streets, which I just finished up. And I also worked on a project, which is something we could talk about. It's a bully movie,
Okay.
and it's called Flowers in the Snow, To the Top, and Don't Ever Tell. And
Okay.
it's a movie about bullying and violence, and this is an issue that that's a problem right now with children and people.
And
It
I
doesn't
work
have to
in
be children, it's everybody,
right,
any age.
adults
Adults
bully.
and every age.
Because I work in a school, so that would be interesting to hear about. Yeah.
Yeah, because we are definitely deviating from where I thought it was going to
Right.
go. So it's all about girlfriends,
Mhm.
sharing, giving some pertinent information to everybody out there so that they can really, embrace us and
Mhm.
enjoy what we're here to share.
Right.
So it's really, really cool, But both of y'all are amazing. I met Cherie actually over there at one of the sets, and we just hit it off, and
Yeah,
then
that
we
was
just kept on.
last summer.
Yeah.
Summer of
yeah.
2014.
2000. No, maybe it was. We still kind of don't really.
2014.
Yeah, it just shows 2014. Yeah. And we just kept on running each other, and we just
We kind of
embraced
kept
it.
in touch.
Yeah. We tried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
we're still in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's all
now-
about connecting. It's all
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
energy
yeah.
that you connect with people.
Yeah,
And when
I
I
know-
met her, the energy just flew right
Mhm.
through us.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. So, it's important to just embrace. Don't. A lot of people are like, oh no, I'm not gonna do blah 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 because they're scared, or they just, oh, I have to be ready. Come on, when are you gonna get ready?
What
Just
do
go.
they have to be ready for?
Ready
What's
for
the
it.
come-
It's life.
Just,
It's
to just
it's
share.
everyday
and,
Oh,
life.
to share. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
I don't know, but I just think if you don't take advantage of an opportunity, you may just miss that opportunity, and you're never gonna get that opportunity again.
Right.
So might as well go for it, and yay, make the best of it. And you never know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah.
Because I know with myself, things just have been just growing, and so many positive people are coming in my life, and the universe is just like, ooh,
Yeah.
it's just.
Well, I always say you attract who you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I like that.
It's a positive energy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Everybody's your mirror
Right.
in some way.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, going back to school, and that's what they talk about, mirroring. And
yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, because you see yourself in other people,
Mhm.
and then if you don't, all of a sudden you're like, wow, wait a minute, yeah, I do that, or maybe
Well, it could be a lot of things. It can also be something you attract somebody in your life that something in that person that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, I would say I attract liars because I despise people. Just that bothers me when people lie.
yeah,
but,
it does,
But you usually do. You're attracted something within you that's
Yeah.
within that person.
yeah,
But
that's
we're all
right.
one.
Yeah. And you know what? You have to embrace,
Yeah.
It's like, because even if you're like, wait, maybe you can't even tell whether you're going to really like that person yet or whatever, but they grow on you. It's like, you just,
You
I
know
think
what?
I think you're also drawn to that. I think you're drawn to that energy when you meet someone.
Yeah.
Because I surround myself with good energy,
yeah.
loving
yeah,
people.
Yeah.
And
So do I.
Yeah, me too.
I make an effort to
Looking to
do
do
that.
that,
I make
yeah.
an effort to do that.
Yeah.
But some people, I think I always say if you're not comfortable with who you are, then you'll get people like what you described.
Mm.
Right.
If you're not comfortable with who you are, because I feel like you can always take something and learn something from other
Yes.
people, no matter who
This
they
is
are,
true.
what they do, where they came from, what their background is.
Right.
You can always learn something from someone else.
No, without a doubt, because I know with myself, you have, young people. I end up with a lot of young people, and these young folks, you can learn
Mhm.
from a 30-year-old, a 20-year-old.
Absolutely.
Because some people are like, oh, well, you don't have the experience. Oh, yeah, you would be surprised what the experience you can get
Yeah,
from
from
that
each-
person, because they have old souls or just,
Or just learn. I work with teenagers, well, preteens,
Mhm.
adolescents. I learn
Right.
from them every day.
Yes, yes, you
Yeah.
have to not be able to open yourself up to possibilities of learning, then you close yourself up.
Yeah, you do. You close yourself off.
So
Absolutely.
it's not real cool. So, like I was talking about, I wanted to talk about weight, and I wanted to talk about, how your mind, because you also were
I was also a fitness trainer for many years, and I love
Right.
helping people and making
Right.
people feel good
Yeah.
and living a healthy life. It's
Right.
about what's happening now is half our food is poisoned. We see our chicken being injected with hormones,
I'm saying that every day.
pesticides,
I know.
in the fruit.
Yeah.
And it's just changing. It's not even diet. It's just changing the way we eat. It's the way of life right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I wake up in the morning and I have my hot water and my lemon. I do my spices.
So do I.
And spices are, a way of life right now because it helps a lot of different things.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
do-
we're gonna talk. We need to talk
about
about that
the
because I
spices.
need to know more about some of the spices. I do the
Spices.
same thing. I do the lemon and water in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
but I read a lot of stuff about the spices.
Yeah, there's turmeric,
Turmeric, I
humourin,
always
it
hear about
helps
turmeric.
inflammation,
Yeah.
and cinnamon helps,
Right.
diabetes.
My
and-
girlfriend Lynette just told me, she was telling me in the morning, she was supposed to text me. Lynette, if you watch this, you'd never text me. She was supposed to text me the water, and she said in the morning she put some cinnamon.
Baking soda. Sometimes you have cinnamon, and you could also put baking soda. That's another thing. lemon
Baking
with
soda?
Doesn't that make
soda.
you go to the bathroom?
That alkalines the body. No.
So I
that's
was
it.
reading something this morning about you need 80% alkaline and 20% acid
Right.
to have a healthy balance.
So how do you get that?
Well, you have to eat certain foods.
And
Okay.
also the spices. Some spices
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
Is also coconut
actually-
oil. Yeah, apple cider vinegar.
Yeah,
it
actually, my
alkalines.
chiropractor, and she was on
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago, and she had advised me to do the apple cider
The vinegar.
vinegar because I have a lot of inflammation.
To take just take like a tablespoon,
Put it
put
in
in
water,
water.
Water,
warm
you
water,
dilute, you don't
warm
dilute, yeah.
water,
Uh-huh.
and the fact that it helps with the pain and the inflammation because I have a lot of pain still in my back and my neck, and she was like, "Hey, that would help," and I do find it's helping. And what magnesium? Because there's a lot of things that you need.
Yeah,
to,
I always learn about minerals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I was told because I had high blood pressure. I don't even know if it's high now because it's
Really?
been normal for
Right.
minerals, magnesium, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even the more spices, you have to look into that. I'll give
Yeah,
you a list
you
of the
gotta-
spices.
yeah, you gotta tell
I'll
me
give you a
about the
list of the
spices.
spices. Cayenne pepper. There's so many different
What
spices.
kind of
cloves.
pepper? What kind
Cayenne
of
The
pepper?
hot. It's a hot
The cayenne
pepper,
pepper?
but that's also good to put with some lemon and drink that. That's
Oh, like
an
cayenne
antioxidant,
pepper?
Yeah,
like
cayenne
cayenne
pepper.
pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah.
Very good
It's
to do in
also
the
a
morning
detox.
also. Detoxing.
Yeah,
Very, very
yeah,
powerful.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because actually,
I'll give you a whole list of
Yeah, good.
the spices.
yeah, you got get. Well, we're gonna have to, maybe get.
Even the coconut, or
I
I
live
put
on
the
coconut
I
oil.
put it on. I
Yeah.
use that as a
So do
moisturizer.
I use that on my whole
Yeah,
body. I use
yeah,
it on my
me
face.
too.
I use it on my scalp. I use it on. I do oil pulling every morning.
Right. Yeah.
I put the coconut oil, and then I get in the shower, and it's just I'm
Yeah.
gargling, moving it around in my
Yeah.
mouth, and then I brush my teeth out.
Right.
That's
and
right.
And
that's
I don't
good for
use any kind
oral.
of-
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good for brushing the teeth.
Yeah, and I don't
What do
use
you use?
No, the coconut oil.
the coconut oils and with like baking soda
right.
too, right?
Yeah.
Baking soda.
Yeah.
But I pull with it, and then I
Yeah.
I don't use I don't use any kind of fluoride or
Right. No.
anything
No.
like that.
No. Yeah.
So,
I got rid of the fluoride
yeah.
finally because I was like, oh my gosh, why? Because first of all, with the water, I'm scared of even drinking the water. I'm trying to get a filter. I need to
Right.
get a good filter. I heard the Berkel or something. One of the filters is supposed to be very good, but I have to look into it and find the filter that will
Let me
like,
know when you
take out
yeah.
the fluoride
Right.
and the chlorine and all those things that you really shouldn't have.
Right.
Stuff that they add, which I don't understand why. Why are they adding it if it's not really it's toxic to your body?
I don't know.
Why? Silly.
That's a good question.
Well, I
It's a lot.
kind of
It's
know,
a problem
but
we're having in America with even popping pills.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, everybody
Getting-
wants because
everyone wants
that's
to
the
take
quick
a pill.
fix.
Yeah, quick
Everybody
fix.
wants to-
And
and I said that I'm like, if because there's something on this earth for everything that's grown.
Right.
But if we use those things, then it will put the pharmaceutical companies out of
exactly.
business.
And that's the way it was back in the day. You
Yeah.
know, that's what people lived on, all organic, all natural.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, they say that, like most of the fruits and the vegetables and like walnuts, they say that's good for your brain.
Because
And
it
they-
looks like the brain.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, true. And
not-
that's there's a lot of things that actually look like those organs,
Yes.
and they're good for those
Yes.
organs. So I was like, wow. Because I was reading this book. I actually one of my girlfriends I had met, and she was from Jamaica, West Indies, and she sells these very natural books and stuff like that. And when I started looking at these books, I'm like, it makes so much sense. And I'm like, wow. So why can't we just get back to basics? But
And then
you-
they make it so expensive.
well, they make it expensive, but I realized like when you eat naturally, you eat less.
You
'Cause
do.
Your
You
body is
absolutely
so not stimulated, but your body's
Even when you juice, if you juice, like if you put kale and
Yeah.
you could put things together,
Right.
and it's a meal right there.
right.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the
I'm
food,
Almond
overeating.
butter,
Yeah.
I use almond
I don't
butter.
overeat
well,
anymore.
I'm gonna say I'm over
Overeating.
because I like this morning I had an omelet because I'm a vegetarian but I do eat eggs. I'm not a vegan. I had a vegetable omelet and I always have with avocado, and then I had juiced and I had kale, cucumbers, and so I had both of those. So
I had a kale
had
salad for lunch today.
two
The
two
kale
meals.
with the beans, yeah, very healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I eat lots of beans and vegetables. I don't eat any meat.
It
Well,
makes
I
you
still
feel good.
eat a little. I don't eat red meat too often, and actually, I think I'm allergic to the red meat actually, because it just like puts me in the bathroom. Okay. I know.
that.
I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'll throw it right out there. I don't care.
At
We
least
all
it
go
puts
to
you
the
in the bathroom
bathroom.
because when I did eat meat, it was the opposite for me. I didn't go.
Really?
Because, yeah.
Really? Well, I became allergic when I turned about 40. All of a sudden, I had hives all over my body, but I didn't know they were hives. I thought they were probably like eczema, or because I always had eczema since I was like 2 years old.
Oh.
So I thought it was another, just it was popping out. But then all of a sudden, I actually self-diagnosed because you went to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist is like, oh, well, it's contact dermatitis, or it's your eczema, or it's this or that and the other. And so he gave me drugs, okay? So it was like a steroid, which is really, really bad for you, and so many side effects. But at that point, I wasn't into knowing what was into my body because I was still smoking cigarettes and everything else
Wow,
like
you
that.
smoked.
Yeah, I smoked for 30 years. I started
Whoa.
at 12. Yeah, I know, exactly.
You started at how old?
At 12.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not proud.
Who
No,
let you-
I am not
Did your
proud.
parents know?
Yes, actually.
They knew you were
Let me
smoking at 12?
Maybe not at 12, but maybe 13 or so. And my mom was like, well, let me see you. And I was so embarrassed that I didn't want to let her see. But she was the type of mother, she says, if you decide you want to do that, do it in the house. Because she didn't want me to go and get involved in anything else. So I respected her with regards to that. Even like sexually, if you got active, please let me know. I'll take you to the doctor and we
Right.
will,
Well, that was- that-
take
that-
care of
that part was good.
But
Yeah.
smoking, she was just, because she felt like if I was to smoke anything else or get involved with anything else, it was better to do it here.
And I think smoking was more acceptable than it was.
Yeah,
than
well,
now.
they didn't know
Yeah.
the dangers.
Yeah,
They didn't really know.
that.
Well, they knew, no, not.
Not like they
Not
because
like
now
do
now they
now.
make it
Yeah,
secondhand
yeah.
smokes. Now you can't smoke anywhere, which is good.
Which is good, which is good. But it took me 30 years before I quit, So it
Whoa.
was, and I liked it. I liked it.
I'm sure you
you
did
know,
for 30
I was
years.
like-
You smoked for 30 years.
I never even tried to stop. Because it was something
How did
that
you end up stopping?
I actually I ended up getting bronchitis. I'm talking so severe that I had to be out of work for a whole week. And then I was seeing somebody that was an ex-smoker, and it was just too much to try to hide it or whatever, you know. So ultimately, every time I coughed, I peed. Okay. So it was, I could not hold anything on my bladder. It was horrible. I was like, this sucks. Okay. So ultimately, it was, I'll never forget, I got it on Christmas Eve or Christmas night. And then New Year's Eve, I went to church. And, but I got on my knees and I said, please take it away. Because in between that, I had ran out of cigarettes. As soon as I was able to go to the store, the bodega, I ran over there, got me my pack, you know, and I'm like, and I was like, this sucks. It was horrible. I was like,
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, that's not good.
you know, and I'm like peeing on myself and I'm smoking and it's like, it was really, really bad. So I said, this is crazy. So I got on my knees. I asked him to take it away. And so I didn't tempt fate. So I did not go into a bodega for like maybe a week or so, you know, because if you go into the, you know, you're going to give up, you know. But I didn't go.
So you just stopped like cold turkey.
Cold turkey. And haven't smoked since, ever. But
That's good.
I
that's
did
a
think about it.
disgusting
Every
habit.
time I thought about it, I started coughing again.
Yeah.
You know, because bronchitis doesn't go away just
Right.
like that. So let's say 2 months later, I just, it hurt, you know? So it was bad. And I remember a year later, I was trying to move. And I was moving from one apartment and it was stress, okay? I was like, oh, I was in the middle of the floor saying, oh, I could really go for a cigarette, right? And the devil, oh, I'm cleaning out this one place where I used to put my cartons, because, yeah, I brought them by the cartons.
Oh my goodness.
So I pulled out some stuff. Guess what? There was a pack of cigarettes there,
Did
right?
you smoke it?
No, I looked at it,
Oh,
though. I
geez.
did look. I was like, wow,
I
you
always
know?
thought that was the worst habit to smoke
I know,
cigarettes.
but you
because
know
they
what?
Smell and
I don't know. People didn't think I smoked. They didn't, because I didn't smell per se, because I was a puffer. I was like,
so you weren't actually inhaling it?
I was inhaling it, you
Oh.
know, because, you know, but I was a puffer. I wasn't like, some people like wet the filter and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
That's nasty. Okay, but I just
What kind of
was a
cigarettes
puffer.
did you smoke?
Menthol, of course. You know, I was a Newport.
Oh my goodness.
Then I went down to Carlton's, you know, but ultimately,
Well, thank goodness you stopped.
but when I found that pack, I looked at it. I was stressed. That was the devil just bringing it to me, you know. It's like, okay. I threw it in the garbage, so I didn't smoke.
Good, you
yet.
didn't smoke.
Yeah,
That's
no.
over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Smoking is disgusting.
no. But it was something that I did, so I felt it was like helpful for my weight. It was helpful because I was stuck at the oil fixations. You know,
Yeah.
I was
Well, at least
truly
you recognize
stuck. You know,
that.
I was truly, because I was overweight at 12. I ended up.
So that's, and I was thinking of that earlier about when we were going to talk about the overeating and even anorexia. You know, I was talking about that oral stage of development.
Hmm.
Something happens there.
Well, you know, they say, you know, you really should actually breastfeed and what have you, so that they can. I know my mama didn't do that. Okay.
But something happens in that stage of development that people get
It's
fixated.
lacking. Yeah. But the thing is also with the fact that my parents were told at 2 years old that I would be 200 pounds by the age of 12, and I was.
Really?
But back then, people were so much into processed foods. That was TV dinners.
Is that how you ate when you were younger?
Yes.
Yeah, the TV.
That was nothing but, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken just came out, you know, all those little fast foods places. White Castles was down the block. You know, hey, that's what once a week, we would go here. Actually, maybe 5 times a week, we ate out. That's
Yeah,
how it
that's
was.
not good.
No.
Processed
No.
foods. My body was totally into processed foods. So now, you know, after all these years, I finally realized what was going on. I started using organics. I started eating certain things. My body started telling on me. You know, when I had the allergies, I became allergic to all these kind of foods.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I
like,
became allergic to fish,
really?
like years ago. I ate shellfish all my life, and then one day I had shellfish, and my throat was closing out of nowhere.
So you had anaphylaxis?
I didn't have that, but I
Yeah.
I had that feeling I can't eat any shellfish.
Right.
Well, I'm
now,
like that
which I
with
love
shrimp.
fish.
I've always eaten
Eat
shrimp.
shrimp.
I've always eaten shrimp, but depending on what kind of shrimp that I eat, I've had my lips swell up.
Really?
And I didn't eat it. I was dating a guy, and we had gone out to eat, and he ate shrimp. And he just kissed me and bit my lip, and and my bottom lip swelled up. And he said, and I didn't know what was going on. Like, I'm putting ice on my lip, and he looks at me. He goes, "I have to get you some Benadryl." And I was like, "Why?" And then he's like, "Because you look like Professor Clump right now." And
Oh my God.
yeah, and then my lip was, and another time my top lip, I couldn't understand what was going on. Well, the first time, that was the second time my lips swelled. The first time I had gone out to dinner, like I went out for lunch and had shrimp. Then I went out to dinner, I had like appetizer, coconut shrimp, and then shrimp teriyaki with steak.
Oh, you were having a good time.
Yeah, and so the next day my top lip was swollen.
Oh my God.
But they say the more you eat it,
The worse
the
it
worse
is.
it
Yeah,
gets,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it gets to a bad point.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have
So,
to
so
kinda
same thing.
stop,
I never
yeah.
forget I was in the hair salon getting my hair done with my lip was, and I couldn't understand. Finally, I got Benadryl, went away. But the second time, I didn't even eat the shrimp. It was somebody just kissed me on my lip.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. But then we're going to talk a little bit more, because I had some stories about my allergies, because I had no clue. But we'll be right back.
Let's begin. Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin. Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Elegant Properties International is a New York-based real estate company that services clients all over the world. With offices in New York, Long Island, and London, we can help your dreams of home ownership anywhere come true. The home buying process has many phases, and we strive to keep our agents informed by constantly attending seminars and networking events. Our team works hard together to make your clients happy. Investors, let us help guide you through the process of buying, flipping, and getting that for sale sign back on your investment so you can move on to the next one. We put care and effort into our open houses for sellers. And our goal is ultimately to get your contract signed and put you in your home so you can enjoy everything that it has to offer you. Feel free to visit our website, www.epinewyork.com, and contact us with any questions. And always remember, no matter where you are, we will always strive to make your day end happy and at home.
I do that.
Hi, welcome back to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends, and I'm here with my friends Cherie and Diane, and I'm just so happy, and we're just flowing, and time just going, and
Yeah.
it's like we're just in our living room having a good time.
Yeah, that's what
Great
it's like.
conversation. So we were talking about what allergies and anaphylactic shock.
I have allergies. You got to give me something for allergies. Like I used to get really sinus infections constantly, but I don't
Right.
get them anymore.
Right.
But I still get very congested,
Mhm.
depending, especially if I'm around grass or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I know there has to be
Just
ginger. I love ginger
for the
too.
immune. Yeah, you could slice that up in the hot water. That helps the immune system.
I'm gonna go
And I'm
buy
also
some
involved
tomorrow.
with oils,
Mhm.
certain oils too, which I'll talk to you about.
Coconut oil.
Different oils, like different natural oils. They're from like Ecuador
Oh.
and natural oils that you can't buy in a store,
right.
and they help certain things.
Oh, I need that.
Back,
Definitely, yeah.
Oh,
Headaches,
also my noni
there's so many.
fruits. The noni fruits.
That will help with my
noni fruits.
Oh,
congestion.
yeah. Well, it's an adaptogen. A lot of medicinal plants, or a lot of plants like
They come.
garlic,
That's for the oil. Yeah.
and there's so many things that are actually have medicinal value.
Right.
And so, noni is one of them, as they say, a very powerful one. Soursop.
Soursop, I
We
know.
have so many things. I couldn't even start naming them,
If you just
Well,
go through the herbs and the natural foods that, just go down the list and start reading.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and
what I'm
that's
gonna have to
really
do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
It's-
a whole
it's
a way
house
of life,
full
a way to
Yeah,
eat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing for 5 years, basically. So things started changing because the allergies that I had, all of a sudden, as I said, the steroids and things that they gave me didn't. Well, first of all, they did not diagnose me. I had to diagnose
You have to
myself.
diagnose it. In
Yeah.
this time you do.
You know,
Yeah.
you're kind of like, okay, what's going on? I walked around with a dark neck for so long.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before.
But I didn't know what was going on. But then it would hive up because it's internal.
Right.
So it turns,
I always say all things begin within. Everything begins within.
and so it would go, flame up, and then it just turned dark. And I couldn't get rid of it.
Now, what was that from? Was that the allergy? Or that was the
Allergies.
allergy?
I was breaking out in hives. These were hives. Because when it was a rash from the eczema, it wasn't.
What do you think hives are? Because when I was about 19, I used to break out into hives, just both my arms.
And it was
Just-
probably
and-
something
Yeah, that's the
either
reaction.
topical
That's the
or
reaction.
something.
Yeah, but it was not. It would itch, and then.
Yeah.
But as I
It could
got
have been
older,
something that you ate. It could have
Ate,
been
yeah.
at that time.
I went to the
'cause
doctor, and we were trying to figure out, and then we couldn't figure it out. But I stopped getting it. I didn't get it anymore.
Could have
Well,
been
you
stress, nerves. It could have
could've
been anything.
probably was stress.
And
Yeah.
yeah, actually, I
It could have
would
been anything.
with the eczema, I would break out. Okay, I would break out from different things, from stress, actually I had alopecia, which is also a autoimmune disease.
Right.
So, okay, it starts because our body's overstimulated because our bodies got the toxins coming
Right.
in with all the foods and
Right.
what have you. So our body's trying to fight, and it's working. Our body
Right.
actually is doing what it's supposed to do, right? So it's supposed to get rid of toxins and bad things. But if you're putting so many things in, I have a girlfriend that would say, it just loses the battle, and it just you can't keep on fighting. So it turns on and it can't turn off.
Right.
I think
So-
people have to be more educated on these products and on these natural foods
Yes.
because it could change
Yeah,
your whole
yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And
I think
I
so,
know it
too.
has for me.
And get away from, well, I know, they give medication, but I am so against pills, and
So am I.
I think you could cure a lot of diseases just by being knowledgeable, and I
yes.
think people have to get aware of these products.
Yeah. I think
Well,
so,
I'll
too.
tell you, it's funny because right now, we all having our challenges with our parents, our grown children. 'Cause
Yeah.
I call them my grown child,
Yeah.
my grown children. And my mom just recently got re-diagnosed because she had it previously. So she was cured per se, but now she has cancer again, and it's in both lungs, liver, and lymph nodes. Okay, so we went to the oncologist, and I was a little taken back because I'm like, why can't you focus on food a little bit?
Right.
He didn't say nothing about no food. All he said was, well, my mom. I was like, oh yeah, my mom likes the pizza, and I think maybe we can cut out the pizza for a little bit. And he was like, well, if she's liking the pizza, she might as well enjoy the pizza because it's good that she still has appetite and in moderation. And so my attitude, and I had to kind of cut.
No, I would have told him.
Yeah.
I
could've told him,
I was like,
No.
oh.
No.
No. Because I think, I don't know if we brought this up on the last show because we talked about cancer on the last show.
Yeah.
But there's a girl, and I wanted her to connect with you. Her name is Shirley.
Okay.
And I gave her a thing I tagged you on her page
Oh,
and,
really?
on Facebook because I said, please speak to her because, she was just finished going through chemotherapy and all this
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
And
We
yeah.
gotta definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can connect very soon. But I couldn't say anything because my mom is so anti. But I feel that she's going to, and her husband's on the opposite. He's actually a veterinarian. Okay, he's a retired veterinarian, and I give him stuff. He's like, okay, oh, we got a call. I'm like, oh.
Cool.
Well, let me see. Hello, welcome to Passion for Life with Dee and Friends. Who do I have on the call?
Hi, this is Jamie. I just wanted to touch back on something that you all had just mentioned about your mother. My mother's actually going through this similar thing. About 10, 11 years ago, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. They removed it, supposedly successfully. She's been cancer-free for about 11 years. Just went back to the doctor and, again, re-diagnosed like your mom. And I have to tell you, because of your show and just personal research I've done on the natural, holistic, spices like the woman was talking about with the turmeric and what have you, I went with that knowledge with her to a doctor appointment to her oncologist, and I personally asked the oncologist, because my mother was stage 3, it's a very aggressive type that she has now, and it probably will go into stage 4, but when I asked the oncologist, is there any special diet or foods, and the woman just looked at me and was just like, almost like, well, at this point, it doesn't matter, almost. And I was
Yes,
like,
it is.
I cannot believe that you are a professional
Exactly.
dealing with people at this stage in their lives. And she didn't say one word to me about nutrition. She just said, oh, just let her have what she wants.
Exactly.
Because they already gave.
Told me. And when you
They've
just
already
said
given
that,
her
it
death
just
sentence.
bothers me so much because there's so much out there that probably can help her or help.
The
slow
body
things
heals itself.
down or,
You just have to
know.
assist it.
So I just wanted to know what your opinion was with these doctors, how out of touch that they
She
are
should have
with
watched the
all
last
the
show.
things that can be combined to help people.
No, without a doubt, and that's my it hurt me. It hurt me, and because I feel like, okay, moderation. So you put a little moderation of some poison. So you could continue just moderately giving somebody a little more poison.
What did she say?
So-
her name was?
Janie, or Jamie.
Jamie, you know, something I was we if you can look at the another show that we did about cancer, and when we did a long segment about all of these things and doctors, it has a lot of information in there. But you know, I believe that the body heals itself. We just need things to assist it.
Yeah.
So I mean, a doctor is not going to tell you that. Not a doctor, the Western medicine doctor.
Well, you know, there's a
Right.
fundamental doctor, and I just was learning about these doctors. They are more into the Eastern medicinal type of healing, and they're here now. So I really want to go start to look into that because this is the new wave. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
people are, and actually they started you in medical school starting to do nutrition. So that's a good
That makes
thing. You know, it makes sense. You know, it makes sense. But when he did not address anything in terms
Right.
of the diet, I just kind of was like taken back. I was truly
the same,
taken back.
Same exact way as you, and I'm just like, I know that that's not the proper answer, just from, like I said, watching your shows and just doing my own research. And I'm glad that you're getting the word out. And you know, if there's anything you can maybe post
Yeah.
on your web or Facebook sites, you know, of pages to suggest or doctors, you know, that would be really helpful
Yeah.
to people like me as well.
Yeah, because
Yes.
you know what? There's so many things, just not cancer. There's like Alzheimer's,
Right.
diabetes, and diabetes awareness. Actually, I think is something with Alzheimer's. There's so many. Everything basically goes to your diet. You know, I feel. You know, I know my obesity was going through my diet because the thing is, you know, most of our diseases are because of inflammation and the sugar and the processed foods, and they're combining into this protein compound, and it's called AGEs. It's advanced glycation end products, and they say that this particular compound is very indicative to, if you have more of it, you will have more disease.
Right.
So you really
Okay.
have to
And
keep
just
it as low
another
as
really quick
possible.
question, and then I'll let you continue. Just with the turmeric, any suggestions on how to use it? We have the turmeric powder. She has it in pill form. Any other ways?
Another pill form, or you could even put,
Any suggestions?
well, you could take the pill form, or you could put the turmeric in hot water in the morning instead of putting it like a tea bag. Just, you could even
Okay.
put cumin and the turmeric together and some lemon in there.
And just
Okay.
drink it like a
Yeah, and
like
read up.
a
If we
tea.
could get your information, we could get you some more information to you. You know, this to me, like you just touched me.
That's your
and,
passion.
You know, that you called up and we're here and we reached somebody. And if we could help you, you know, you know, if you could give some information and maybe we could, you know, keep in touch with you
Yeah.
and see how
No,
your
that would
mom
be
is
wonderful.
doing.
And I'm friends with Dee on Facebook, so I
Okay.
can send her that information. and We
Yeah,
can all
yeah.
connect that way. So that would be wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody.
And one
thank
more
you.
thing, there's
So-
I don't know how to pronounce it very well, but there's a little thing called it's EASSIC, and
Okay.
it has a couple of different things, some roots and what have you. I was told about it by a couple of my friends. Actually, somebody had told me some time ago, and I wrote it down, and then I kind of forgot about it. And then somebody reintroduced it to me, and it was like, oh wow, yes, I do remember. And they say it has cured cancer. Okay, the noni fruit has made it go into remission. You know, so there's so many things out there. So
Yeah.
you know, we have to be proactive, and we have to try to get people to use it. My mom won't use it right now, but I have a feeling she's going to. She called me today, and her husband's so pro into it, so he's okay. So he says, some nurse said, oh, you need to use this particular drug, right? So she calls me and she says, I just want to ask you. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you for asking, Ma. I appreciate that. And she
Yeah.
said, but you know what? Maybe I don't want it because it has side effects. I was like, oh, yay. Maybe we're getting to her finally.
That's good.
So that was good, And so hopefully she will talk to people and she'll start embracing more of the stuff that we're trying to bring to her, because
Yeah.
Right, we're not
Hers are mine,
doctors,
too.
but we,
Thank you
you
so
know,
much, ladies.
there's
It's a great show.
thank you,
Thank
Jamie.
you.
Appreciate
Bye.
it.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
But yeah, it was funny because her husband's like, yeah, call Dr. Didi. I'm like, okay. But it's out there,
Yeah.
So it's really out there. Did I have to turn this off?
And it's about balancing your life,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
your passion and being with family, being with friends, smiling,
Love,
laughing,
happiness.
Laughing is the key.
Oh yeah, without a
around
doubt.
You
people
know,
that
I
laugh with
think we
you.
talked before when we talked a little bit about cancers and diseases, this dis-ease to your body.
Mhm.
It's definitely has to do with, how you feel about, how you look at life, your perspective, what you think about, all those things play a part in your health.
And the mind is very powerful.
Absolutely
Oh
is.
yeah. Well,
Mine
see,
is very
yeah. Well, where I'm going to school, I'm doing the health coaching, and they do consider primary food. Okay, primary food is not food.
You mentioned that before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Primary food is actually spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That should be first and foremost.
exactly, and you have activity in terms of your exercising and what have you.
Yep.
Relationships.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think that's so important.
Yes, extremely. Because relationship with yourself,
Mhm.
relationship with
Other
others.
people.
Right.
You know, and I'm always so grateful for the women in my life.
Mhm.
I have like groups here, all different, and they're all so positive. And when they call me and say, we're going to do this, and I'm always so excited because it's always a positive experience and it's
Right,
always all
right.
love.
Exactly.
And that's
And
so
it's the
important.
energy. It is
Yeah,
definitely.
it's definitely
I'm
an
around-
energy.
I'm
Yes.
around beautiful people.
Right,
And
right.
it's just a lot of love.
Yes.
That's important.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And doing what you love.
Yes.
Doing what you want.
And
Doing what you
actually,
love.
Diane asked me, so you're doing this and blah, blah. Why you do it? I'm like, because I like it. And I like sharing it. I didn't expect to do this. I didn't, it just.
I remember when you
just
first
felt-
started.
I know.
And it's great.
Yeah, she was a little nervous, and next thing I know, she was just doing it.
Oh my gosh, and I still, maybe I get tongue tied. I noticed on one show, I must have said amazing about 20 times. I was like, oh my gosh, but it's all about, I'm me. I'm real. This is who I am. I can't help it, and embrace me or you don't, so what it is. So, and that's why I love people like, all y'all come in and you have embraced me, and because we are alike.
Right.
We're like-minded.
Right.
And that's so
Yeah.
empowering.
And I'm
you know?
grateful to be able to have to be able to attract people, to have people in my life that, we are on the same page when it comes to health and spirituality and all those things. That's important.
Yeah. Well, I know I haven't been able to go to the vegan. I'm not going.
No,
I haven't
I
done
don't know if I can do vegan either,
vegetarian.
actually.
You
Yeah.
have quinoa. Quinoa, it's like a protein.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
I like
yes,
that.
yes,
That's a good
yes,
protein
yes,
if you
yes.
don't eat any meat.
I
That's
eat
a
that.
great- yeah, that's a
I
great
actually
protein.
eat it with oatmeal, too.
Really?
Put it oatmeal with walnuts and strawberries.
And chia seeds is very good for
so
you. Chia
good.
seeds. You
Yeah.
sprinkle that on your cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Actually, there's this company that I've been getting the oatmeal. Has gluten-free and all kinds of good
Where do you
stuff.
get? I have an intern that works that's with me, and she's she always trying to find gluten-free things.
Well,
No,
I
right.
go to the health food stores. Okay,
Yeah,
there's
that's
one particular one, and I don't, like Whole Foods or all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think they're a little pricey,
They are.
so I
Not a
don't
little, they
usually
are.
do that.
Mhm.
But
And sometimes in the regular supermarkets now they
You
have
can-
a shelf
yeah,
that
they
you
do.
can
They have a
find.
little
They have
area,
whole- They
yeah.
have a whole aisle now.
yeah,
with
they do,
gluten-free.
they
Yeah.
do. But I go to this one place out in Queens, and I don't want to throw it out there, but I might as well. They know me really well. I've been going there for over 20 years because when I became allergic, I didn't know why I was breaking out with all these hives and things. I didn't know they were even hives, but when I finally got tested, and I was like allergic to string beans and bananas and
Really?
wheat and gluten and milk and whey and all kinds of stuff. I was like, what the hell? I loved ice cream. I had to like cut it out, you know. I love pizza, you know. My mom loves pizza. Anyway.
We all love pizza
Yeah,
once
I
in a
love
while.
pizza.
But I was like, Ma, you can't have pizza while you're going through all this. You know, let's cut it out until, you know, later you get it. No, we're going to have pizza. I'll make you a pizza.
I love pizza.
Yeah. But, you know, it was like,
That's why I can't get rid of it. I can't become a vegan. I can still eat the
but
cheese.
now I eat like goat cheese because I
Goat cheese
can't
is
deal
good.
with the cow.
But you know, well, there's this pizzeria that I go to that allegedly by my
Make
job
gluten, they
that
make
they
it
use goat cheese.
Gluten-free.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And they do the gluten.
They have
free,
goat cheese mozzarella.
Oh,
I was so happy when I found that. I was like, yes.
probably because people become allergic and stuff like that.
Well, they make
Probably
gluten free
use
now
it.
with the breads now.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the pizza.
And it's
Yeah.
actually not bad,
It's
you know.
it's better. I like the regular pizza better. But if you have to do it, I like to go gluten. I tried going gluten free, and
Yeah.
and I try to stick to it, but then I go off of it. But I do feel a difference.
Yeah.
You know, when I stay away from the
Well,
breads
they
and the
say
pasta.
with the
Blows
leaky
you,
gut
right.
and the blowing up
the bloating.
and well, I know I had leaky gut, you know, syndrome, and that's when everything starts coming out of your stomach and going and makes you toxic.
Oh no.
And that's where
How did
a
you
lot
find
of
that
this,
out though?
huh?
How did you find out you had a leaky gut?
Because my body was so toxic. And it had to be, you know, I had a lot of indigestion. I had a lot of issues with gastric. You know, at 12 years old, I had gastritis. I was going to the hospital. I was like, oh my gosh, they're like, give us some Mylanta. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, this is crazy. You know, so my body just was totally toxic because of all the processed foods.
It's inflammation. It's when the body's inflamed.
yes.
And if
And
you
it-
could get rid of all the inflammation with all the products that you take, because you have to keep your alkaline, the pH level at a certain
Right.
point. And when it's not at that certain point, that's where the cancer grows. That's where the diseases grow.
Exactly.
Oh, so we
So
have
it's
to
a
learn.
lot
we
about
need to,
inflammation. Keep getting that
So
inflammation.
that's what the spices and stuff.
It's
do.
all. It helps the inflammation,
yeah.
and there's a lot of other organic
Like
things
the
that we could
noni
do,
and the
right,
Isaac and what
that
have
we
you.
could
yeah.
do to prevent the inflammation.
Yeah.
That's what's causing all these diseases and problems.
Yeah, well, I'm just lucky that I'm healthy, but I want to make sure I stay that way. So I need to make sure I have.
Yeah, and
We'll
it's,
talk
it's
about
Yeah,
the
no,
oils
no,
and
no inflammation.
the inflammation.
And that's
a
what
big
it is.
problem. It's
It
all
is-
inflammation.
yeah, yeah.
That's what's causing
Yeah.
the problems.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Keep
You know what?
moving.
We only have about 5 more minutes, 4 minutes.
Well, I
more
did want to
minutes.
say, you know, a prayer for Paris and the people in Paris, and peace to the world. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Peace
it's
to the
putting
whole world.
peace to the whole world,
Yeah.
because, we're all. This is part of stress too that we're dealing with, and where we go and what we do, and I just want to say peace to the world.
Peace
Yeah.
and love.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
Love and light.
Yeah. You got to keep it positive. Negativity is not going to make you feel better. So,
Well, I always look at it as that's people operating from a place of fear.
this is true.
So,
This
and
is
if you,
true.
it's either love or fear or love. If you're
Yeah.
operating from love, it's always going to be all good. Fear, it's not going to be good.
No. It's true. It's
Yeah.
very true, because people will not attempt something if they're scared,
Yeah.
And
I mean, because, hate, anger, greed, all that falls under fear.
yeah, so true.
So
Well, ladies, I'm just so happy
Stay
that
in
you
love.
came out.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
having me.
You all
having
have
us.
websites or some place they can get in contact with you?
Well, you could find me on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Diane Hanna, and also on Animal Aid USA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm under partners, and that's where you could find me.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And what about you,
I
Sheree?
didn't even talk anything about my practice, but you can find me under, my website is cdorch, D-O-R-T, that's CDORTCHLCSW.com. That's my website. And that's for psychotherapy.
Plus, www.bellamarcopolo.com. That's my photography, my
Yeah, Bella Marco Polo.
my business and my photography, my pet photography.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is
One day
cool.
you have to meet him.
Yes,
Love him.
definitely.
He's a sweetheart.
I love dogs.
All animals.
Yeah.
They're the best.
I do. Well, ladies, you're going to have to come out again.
I'll definitely be back.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
we're doing a show on, we're not going to be here next week because next week is Thanksgiving. So no show, no nothing. But everybody's going to have to enjoy their Thanksgiving. Even if you don't eat turkey, or you just actually, I've got organic turkey this year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You said you wanted to jerk it.
I wanted to jerk it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had,
You know,
last
turkey
year I
for
had
me.
gotten a jerk turkey from somebody. They cooked it. It was like, oh my gosh, it was so good. But you know, I find after I detoxed, I can't eat anything that has antibiotics because it's really, really bad. It gives me like mucus in my throat. Oh, I gotta go. You know, but they're telling us we gotta go. You know, we could talk some more. But but yeah, so I'm going to say next week we're not going to be here, but in another week we're going to do actually.
December 4th?
Um,
December 4th?
yes, December 4th. We're going to come back and we're going to do a HIV show because that's going to be HIV Awareness Day. So we're going to do it like we did last year, and we're going to even do it better.
And I'll be here too.
Yes, 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 and you're invited too
Thank
if you want to
you.
come.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming out again for A Passion for Life, and see you next time.
Thank you, Dee.
Happy Thanksgiving.